Hello, welcome to Lord Havoc's Marvel Champions custom content stream extravaganza. I apologise for the humming noise in the background. Let me just turn that off. That was my heater, which I forgot was on. Should have turned it off before I even started the stream, but that's what happens. Well, you're not professional. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. It's quite cold where I am. Hopefully, it's a little warmer where you are. Maybe not too warm. Just right. The Goldilocks weather. Just not too cold, not too hot. Just pleasant, clement, as my mother used to say. It's clement weather. I'm looking at the nominated for Community Seal Heroes. The last couple of episodes have been those same nominated heroes: Polaris, Moon Knight, and whatever the other one was. Suddenly got out of my head. And I'll continue with a couple more. Got a couple more to go. Punisher is what I'll be looking at today, and coming up we'll have Deku and Spider-Man Noir at some point. But today is Punisher by Juri Krasko, otherwise known as Odysseus. We've had Odysseus' stuff on the stream before. Dr. Octopus scenario, remember that one? That was pretty cool with the minion tentacle arms. That was pretty sweet. And I believe Spider-Man 2099 was also his. Fun fact, Odysseus is actually the one who created the Marvel Champions homebrew community Discord. So without them, we wouldn't have it at all. So pretty exciting stuff. Punisher, I've been looking forward to this one. It is just very simple process of just attack. He's Frank Castle AE is set up, put the skull upgrade into play. We've got that there, the skull. I think it should say setup on it as well. I don't know if you need to put setup on it since it already says setup there. I don't know. That's more of a question for Varel. But the most recent heroes have the word setup on here. So maybe that was made before this, before that sort of happened. You may include attack events from any aspect in your deck. I'm playing aggression, and I've only got aggression attack events. I couldn't be bothered grabbing other ones. Deck building is not my thing. I just grabbed a whole bunch of aggression attack events, and we'll just deal with it as is. It's fine. I'm sure there's some sort of awesome combo I could have done by grabbing an attack event from somewhere else, but especially it does say from any aspect, which means I could have grabbed determination. Now that I think about it, I should have grabbed some determination aspect cards. Damn, missed opportunity. But anyway, and the skull says hero response: after you play an attack event, remove one threat from a scheme. And of course he's got a whole bunch of his own. Absolutely magnificent picture there. That is awesome. Love it. I mean, it makes no sense. It makes no logical sense, but I love it. It's brilliant. And then Punisher's Arsenal action. Discard cards from your deck until you discard an attack event. Add it to your hand. Fair enough. I won't be using these very often because I very rarely go to Alter Ego, but if it happens, it happens. We'll see how it goes. Hand size 5, hit points 10. Pretty standard. The Punisher. Great picture. Love it. That's pretty much the perfect hero picture. Awesome. My only slight critique is I would move it slightly to the right. Just slightly to the right. But there you go. 1, 2, 2 makes perfect sense. Vigilante Justice, resource, generate a wild resource for an attack event, limit once per phase. Brilliant. You don't even have to take a point of damage like Venom does. Just straight up generate a resource for an attack event. Brilliant. Absolutely love it. He doesn't have his own HP counter, so that'll be a mark against him in at the end when we go through the categories, so that's no good. So I'm just using Spidey. It must be 10. And I very stupidly did not grab his cards so that we could have a quick look at them, like an idiot. So let's do it now. I'm sure this is super fun for you. Going through his deck, grabbing his stuff. I mean, you weren't doing much with your weekend, were you? I mean, alright, let's go. I am, of course, being sarcastic. Oh no, that's not his. It's a basic card. Alright. I think that's pretty much it. Yep. There we go. Alright, so he doesn't have a signature ally. It's important to note because he's a lone wolf. I love it. Check out this awesome card. Personal War. Check this out. 3 cost event, attack event, hero action. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, deal 4 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, deal 3 damage to an enemy. If that attack defeats that enemy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If this attack defeats that enemy, deal 1 damage to an enemy. I love it. I love everything about it. Picture's awesome, and although why is it a mental resource and not why is it should be a physical resource? That's weird. But I just love the way it's written. It's so very Punisher. It's just shoot this dude, and then shoot this dude, and then shoot this dude. It's great. Love it. But it should be it really should be a physical resource. That makes no sense. That's a mental resource. Dramatic entrance. Attack. After you change to hero form, deal 3 damage to an enemy. If this is the first card you played this phase, stun or confuse that enemy. So for that'll be for the times. There's 2 of those as well. There's only one of these. There's 2 of these, so that'll be for the times when I do actually flip. So we'll see how it goes. I just realised that the title of this stream is wrong. I'm just going to quickly edit this. It says Polaris 2 because I was actually going to go back to and play another Polaris game because after the last Polaris, this is just a quick side note. I'll leave the Punisher cards up so you can have a read while you're listening to me ramble on. So after the Polaris episode, the creator of Polaris, Jack HKP, contacted me with some very interesting feedback. I stand by that I think she should have the defense card that I created, just because I created it and it's awesome. It's an awesome card. But his response, his explanation for why that isn't the case, I just thought was fascinating. It's a really fascinating response. It was a 2-part response. One, it was, well, she has... That really wasn't the design scope for her. She has a whole bunch of sort of defensive type cards, like Boneyard and stuff, that are not sort of the traditional defensive card, but are still defensive, right? Plus, also, her alter ego ability, I was playing it wrong. I played it once, ironically at a time when I didn't even need it. Now, her AU ability was that you shuffle 2 magnetic cards back into your deck, and when you do, you heal 1 for each card you shuffle in. So the very first time I shuffled cards in, I said, oh, I don't need to heal, because I'm already at full, so it's all good. And then for some just unbeknownst reason, I then ignored that ability. Like, I would shuffle cards in, but I would ignore the second part for the rest of the game, when I actually really needed it. So that actually cost me the game. Jack actually went through it and said, you know what, if you'd actually healed when you were supposed to, you still would have won, because you would have survived that last attack, and then you would have attacked back, and he was easily dead. He was only on 3 or something. So that cost me the game. So that was very frustrating. But that's entirely on me. But the second part of his response for why he doesn't have that is his idea about design, right? He said it's very common for heroes these days to have very specific cards. They have a couple of attack events. They have a couple of defense events. They have a couple of thwart events, and they're all very sort of. It's a very cookie cutter sort of approach. They have an upgrade that's a weapon or an armor or whatever the case may be. And And I completely agree with that. I that fascinates me. It's that is such a nuanced take, and so he designed Polaris specifically to not go with that idea, to go to more with the idea that he wanted, which was the glass cannon approach, which is really Polaris, right? She's very powerful, but she's quite fragile. And it makes perfect sense. So I really respect that. So I wanted to play her again, and get a win in, and then I forgot. Then I completely forgot. So, which is why the title changed. I originally was going to go back. So back to Punch. Anyway, so that's done. So thank you, Jack, for reaching out and giving that feedback and stuff. There's still a couple of tweaks that you need to do. There's some grammar mistakes that need to happen, and the numbering on the cards are wrong. But I really appreciate you reaching out with the explanation that you did and sort of explaining your sort of take on it. And awesome, absolutely awesome. Where were we? Guns blazing, attack. So he's got a lot of attacks. I mean, that makes perfect sense. Make the following 3 attacks in any order. Deal 1 damage, do 1 damage, do 1 damage. Now that's a little bit different to personal war. Whereas this would trigger retaliate 3 times. So it's back to that classic that argument of retaliate and how it works. It's based on attack, not on damage. And this specifically says make the following 3 attacks. So it would actually be 3 retaliates. And it's essentially Dance of Death. This is basically Black Widow's Dance of Death attack. Spare ammo, this is an interesting one. After you spend this card to pay for an attack event, draw 1 card. It's a wild resource, and there's 2 of these in here. And they combine, I'm just going to swap these around. They combine with his support card, which is his battle van, the classic Punisher battle van. Frank also gets +2 wreck, and after you spend a spare ammo card as a resource, attach it to this card. Add each card attached to your hand as an alternate aggression. So you get his ammo back, which is very, very cool. +2 wreck because it's got first aid kit in there, and you get your ammo back, which is great. Love it. Alright. Combat Specialist. When you play an attack event, increase the amount of damage that event deals by 1, and it gains ranged. Fair enough. Unstoppable. Which would help with this not getting retaliate, because it'd be ranged. That's awesome. They combine. Unstoppable. You cannot be stunned. Discard this card. Heal damage from your identity equal to attack events in your discard pile. I like the quality thing. He just keeps coming. He's not human. Cleaning the streets. There's 3 copies of this. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. Then remove 1 threat from the scheme for each damage out this way. So pretty sweet. And his body armor. When you would take any amount of damage, reduce damage taken by 1 to a minimum of 1. He's still coming. How's that possible? He's not human. I think this is a bit expensive for what it does. Take reduce damage by 1. It's not going to help you when Thanos punches you in the face for 12. It's really. But I guess why would it, right? I mean, it's only Kevlar body armor. How much help is it meant to give you? So I guess thematically it quite works. Yeah, that's it. So let's check his cards back in there. And give it a good shuffle. Let's go to Osgio. Now, the scenario I'm going against, whenever you test custom heroes, you should play an official FFG scenario. And unfortunately, the randomizer chose mutagen formula. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy at all. I find this scenario quite hard. I don't know why. It kicks my butt on a regular basis. I really, really don't like it at all. His Nemesis sets over here, and his allegations are right here. But anyway, Mutagen form. The randomizer has spoken, so that's what we've got. After Green Goblin attacks and damages you, place 1 threat on the main scheme. No worries. Mutagen formula, standard it, and Goblin gimmicks are all in there. Set up, put a Goblin Thrall, bring it into play, engage with each player. Goblin Thrall. Thrall. There we go. Oh, and the other way. flip over. Let's go to 2. Starts on 2. Unleashing the mutagen. Green Goblin has released a toxic mutagen gas on New York City. Does that really matter, New York City? Does anybody really care? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. When completed in play order, each player not engaged with a Goblin minion must discard 3 cards from the encounter deck and put the first Goblin minion they can discard this way into play. Engage with them. Has a threshold of 7. Alright, 16 hit points. Let's do it. I've already got a Goblin Thrower with guard in my way. Let's get him out of the way as quickly as possible. He's got 5/5 on each side. 5 on each side. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, so let's grab 5. Okay. Deal 2 damage. If it defeats the enemy, deal 2 damage to an enemy. It won't defeat the enemy because he has a thin of 3. Let's use his... Well, let's mulligan first, right? Let's get rid of this. Mulligan this one off. And... and the heal one. So let's do 2 more. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay. And then let's use his ability, right? Discard cards until you get an attack event. Add it to your hand. Well, there you go. Sweet. Quick strike. Alright, let's flip. Let's attack for 2 and then generate a resource for an attack event, which will be 1 by 1. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. If that attack defeats an enemy, which it does, deal 2 damage to an enemy, which will be Norman or Green Goblin. And then after I play an attack event, I move a threat from a scheme. Done. And then let's use Genius to put in body armor. Why not? And then let's use... Quick Strike to pay for Press the Advantage. To do 2 damage. And because it's an attack event, I remove... Oh, what is going on here? Remove threat by 1. It's just a response every time. Doesn't say master exhaust or anything. It just does it. Okay, that's pretty good. Reset. Let's get 4 cards. Ah, yes. Yeah, baby. Love it. Should have saved Genius for that. That's right. That's right. Okay, 1. After Green Goblin attacks and damages you, place 1 through on the main scheme. So I will defend. He's attacking for 2, 3, 4. The armor reduces it by 1. And I did 2. So I still take a point of damage. Which means I still get a threat on the scheme. Get an encounter card. And it is a Goblin Thrall. There you go. Okay, let's do Aggressive energy, precision strike, and punishes. Oh no, I can only use it for an attack event. And dramatic entrance to pay for hone technique. That's all I'm doing for that round. That wasn't as sexy a round, but it is what it is. Ready, 4 cards. Okay, there's Unstoppable, that's good. Couple of first aids. Okay, 1. Green Goblin's attacking. I'll defend. He's attacking for 4, so same as before. I still take a point of damage, so therefore I get a threat. This guy then hits me for 1, but body armor reduces it by 1 to 0. And then, wait, when you would take any amount of damage, reduce damage taken by 1 to a minimum of 1. To a minimum of 1. So do I still take the damage? Doesn't make any sense. What's the point of it then? When you would take any amount of damage, reduce damage taken by 1 to a minimum of 1. Am I reading that right? A 2 cost upgrade that reduces by 1, but you still take it if it is only 1. That doesn't sound right. Either I'm reading it wrong, or this is a horrible card. Well, an overcosted card at the very least. I'm going to play it that nothing happens. Take any amount of damage, reduce damage taken by 1. I'm going to say that it hits for 0. Otherwise, I'm just going to trash the card. Well, I get another Goblin's Roll as my encounter card. My turn. Discard this card. Heal damage equal to the attack events in the discard pile. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Alright, so spare armor and Frank's energy generation will do cleaning the streets. The spare ammo, I said armor, not ammo, draw a card. It is an attack event, so I get to draw a card. And cleaning the streets says, I did pay for it. I could say the wilds were mental resources and say it does extra damage, but it doesn't make any difference. It does 3. The guard's dead. Doesn't matter. And then, oh wait. Deal 3 damage to enemy, then remove 1 threat from a scheme for each damage dealt that way. Hone technique says that it increases. I did use a mental resource because wild. I can just change it to a mental. It doesn't say printed. Increase the amount of damage that event deals by its printed cost. Its printed cost is 2, so I actually did 5 points of damage. I didn't need 5, but I did 5, so I reduce 5. I need to reduce 4, but I get rid of all of it. Great, love it. This card's awesome. And I drew a card because of the ammo, which was Quick Strike. Deal damage to an enemy equal to your attack. Okay. Damage equal to your attack. Attack is 2. But if I use... Alright, so I've already used... I need some sort of... I need something to indicate that I've used his ability. I've used his ability. So I can't use it again. But if I... One of the first stages is going to put Unstoppable in play. Let's just do that. And then... I can't really afford... Well, then the quick strike then. I'll just leave that guy alone. Will first aid me. Cool. Alright. So, ready. Take that off. So I've still got his resource ready to go. And then 5 cards. Yes. Love it. Threat. He attacks. I'll defend. I don't have really much in the way of defense other than this. Which makes sense, right? I'm playing aggression. I actually don't like aggression, but that's why. So he attacks for 3, reduces by 1. I think I get no damage. Sweet. This guy then hits me though, which is reduced by 1. I get an encounter card. I get advance. The villain schemes. Okay. 1 plus 1 is 2. Goes up to 3. My turn. I really want a personal war, but it's a complete waste. It's just no point to it. I mean, it would defeat him, and then I do 5 to him, and then I do 4 to him, but it won't defeat him and say the 3, 2, 1 wouldn't happen, which is a real shame. I'm gonna put it aside because it's just awesome. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's handy. So really what I should get out is this one. So 1, 2, sorry, personal war. Oh, I need him for defense. I need him to block for me. Three to get out combat specialist. Save Hulk for next turn. Yeah. Ready. Get 4 cards. Okay, cool. 1, he attacks, a defend. He does no damage because of my body armor, but I do give the villain 1 additional boost. He still does no damage, but I do get another Goblin Thrall. This Goblin Thrall then hits me for 1, which gets reduced by 1. And then this guy gets reduced by 1. Then the encounter card says Goblin Soldier. Minions, minions, minions. When defeated, deal 1 damage. Okay. My turn. Could drop kick Green Goblin, but really I need to get rid of these guys. I can't attack Green Goblin because they got guard, so there's no point using drop kick on them because drop kick would just kill them and not stun them, so it's no much point. So instead I will clean the streets, I think. Yeah. So drop kick and Punisher's resource will do clean the streets, and I'll say Punisher's wild resource is actually a mental, so that hone technique will trigger. So I deal 5 damage to an enemy. I actually do 6 damage. That's awesome. So anyway, this guy's dead. This guy's 100% dead, and he deals a point of damage to me. But I did 3 plus 2. Wait, increasing my damage by 1. That doesn't really count, does it? Deal 3 damage. Increase the amount of damage that event deals by its printed cost. And then it says how each point's damaged out, so it's actually 6. So I would actually remove 6 points of threat, but I only have to remove 4, so that's fine. So that's cleaning the streets taken care of. Clean the streets, awesome. Alright, and then clobber and spare ammo, I guess. Oh, no. No. I'm going to say spare ammo and his resource paid for cleaning the streets. Because that means I get to draw a card. Okay, now it's a whole different story. Now I've got guns blazing. I was going to do Hulk. But now I think I should guns blazing. So clobber and drop kick will actually guns blazing, which is still 1/1/1. So we'll kill this guy. I played an attack event so I can remove a threat from a scheme, which I don't need to worry about. Yeah. And I've still got Hulk for next turn. I'm enjoying this. I don't normally enjoy aggression, but this guy's doing alright. Although they're stopping me from attacking him, which is no good, but oh. Nice. Press the advantage, miles. Okay, alright, let's do it. 1, he attacks. Get rid of that. Defend. Defend for 3, so 2 plus 1 reduced, it's all good. This guy then hits me, gets reduced to 0, and it is Goblin Glider, the infamous Goblin Glider. Plus 1 attack. Okay, my turn. Okay. I want Hulk, but I think Miles is the better option because Miles is going to swing in for 4. Oh, I played Guns Blazing wrong. Increase the amount of damage that event deals by 1 and it gains range. The entire event. Make the following 3 attacks. So would that be deal 2, deal 2, deal 2? Oh, is that how that would work? I don't know. Is Odysseus on? Is Odysseus on? No. They're currently offline. let's read that again. When you play an attack event, increase the amount of damage that event deals by 1. Right? That's the event. How much the event deals. And as the event says, because this one it would be pretty cut and dry. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. So that would now be 3 damage. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. It's pretty easy, right? Whereas this one says make the following 3 attacks in order. Does the first one become 2 and then the other 2 just become 1? Or does each one become 2? I don't know. I don't know. And I need to know because hone technique then becomes relevant. Increase the amount of event deals by its printed costs. So does that then become 333? Oh, how does this work? Ugh. I don't know. I don't know how to play it, and I don't want to cheat. Are you playing an aggression event if you paid for that? Oh, it's not even an aggression event anyway. Okay, that's right. That's fine. But this one, though. So, when you play an attack event... Oh, does that mean I played Thinno wrong? That means I played Grun Blazing wrong. So I did play Guns Blazing wrong. So that means there should actually be one more threat. Because I only reduced it by 3. Not the full 5. It has to be an aggression event. Okay. But combat specialist, when you play an attack event, increase the amount of damage that event deals by 1. It has to say 222 then. It has to be. I'm going to play it as if it does say that. Okay, I'm going to use Punisher's resource ability and press the advantage, which is going to play Guns Blazing. It's going to be 1, 2, and then 1, 2 on him, so he's dead, and then the last 1, 2 on him. And then I get to remove threat based on Skull. I need to play attack event, remove 1 threat. Done. I think that's that done. And strength will bring out Hulk. Miles would have been the better play, I think, but we'll do Hulk. Be my defender. Ready, get rid of my indicator. I've got 1 card, so I get 4 cards. I was going to use Hulk's ability, like I didn't, because it would have been Sunfire. Energy. What does energy do? Deal 1 damage to each character. Okay. That would have been good, so I'm glad I didn't. Now, Battle Van, I just saw a note saying that should say that there's a limit. That should say limit once per phase, maybe, is basically what they're saying. Okay. Cool. Happy with that. 1, he attacks for 2, 3. Hulk's defending. Hits for 3 plus a boost effect. So Hulk takes 3. Survives it, and the boost effect is put Goblin Nation into play. We are not a gang, we are so much more. We're family, an empire, a pantheon, and I am the Goblin King. Each Goblin enemy, including Green Goblin, gets +1 attack. Harsh. Encounter card. is pumpkin bombs. Good old pumpkin bombs. Pretty cool. Alright, my turn. Let's pummel him, eh? Let's use energy to get rid of... Oh, wait. Sunfire can get rid of it. Let's save energy. Actually, let's use energy to put Sunfire into play and then spend Battle Van to activate his response to get rid of his glider. And then his ability to generate a wild resource and Miles will pay for Piercing Strike. It's an aggression event, and I'm going to say that this is mental. So honed technique activates, this activates, this activates, this activates. Sorry. So it is 3 damage. Plus 2 from its cost, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it's an attack event, I remove 1 threat. And because it's an attack event, I increase the damage by 1. So it's actually 6, and I get to remove 1 threat. Oh, I'll remove it from here. Cool. Sunfire will then remove the last threat from here. And Frank will hit for 2. Let's reset. Don't worry about that. Get 5 cards. Okay. A few attack events in there. Threat on here. He attacks me. Sunfire will defend. So he's doing 2, and then he gets the 2 indirect damage business. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Sunfire is 100% dead. And then after the villain attacks you, discard pumpkin bombs, take 2 indirect damage. There's not much I can do about that. Counter card is Goblin Knight. Elite Goblin. 2/2. After Goblin Knight attacks you, discard 1 card from the encounter deck. If that card is a Goblin minion, put into play engaged with you. Fair enough. My turn. What is he? 7. Okay. Frank's resource plus one by one. We'll play a clubber. Deal 3 damage. So it's actually 4 damage. Because a combat specialist. And Frank's resource will be a mental, so her own technique makes it 6 damage. So 6 damage to this guy. Clubber comes back to my hand. Frank will then shoot him for 2. Take him out. Because that was an event, multiplay an attack event, remove 1 threat from a scheme. Done. He's on 2. I'm gonna YOLO. Hulk gets him for 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright. That advances into stage 2. Deal 2 encounter cards to the player. Okay. And then we trigger Hulk's response. So Fist. Sweet. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. 1, 2. Done. And he takes 1 consequential, of course. So now let's do Piercing Strike will pay for endurance. 1, 2, 3. And I'll save these 2. Ready. Get rid of that. He's got 2 cards, so he needs to get 3 more. He's got 1 left in his deck. 1 left in his deck. You know what? I'm going to flip. So 1 left in his deck. So you need to shuffle the deck and get another 2. Cool. And then we get another encounter card. Because I shuffled my deck. Alright, villain's turn. Threat. He schemes for 2 plus nothing. 1, 2. And we get encounter card number 1 is Weakened Ambitions. When revealed, discard X cards in the encounter deck where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. Each time a goblin minion is discarded, so choose to either take 3 damage or put that villain minion into play. So his stage number is 2, so it's double is 4. So there's a minion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got 1. So I can either take 3 damage or put that minion to play, engage with you. I'll take the minion. Next encounter card is I See You. When revealed, Green Goblin attacks you. If you're in alter ego form, do not give the villain a boost card for this activation. But he still manages to attack me. That's amazing. Bloody hell. Goblin, he's Hulk's obviously defending. What is it? 2, 3, 4. Hulk takes it like a boss. See, Hulky. Next one. Oh, he doesn't get a boost card. What am I doing? Put it back in there. So 2. So Hulk still takes it. That's fine. And then monster. When revealed, you are stunned. If you're already stunned, take 2 damage. Well, I'm not stunned because I cannot be stunned. So, thanks, monster. My turn. Discard cards from your deck until you discard an attack event. Add it to your hand. Oh, that has to have a limit to it, surely. I can just do it anytime I want. That has to be once per round or something. So, anyway, I'm going to do it. There we go. Got an attack event. Thanks. First go. That's the same one I got last time. Alright. Now, what sort of shenanigans can I play? I'm going to flip to Punisher. What to do? What to do? Neither of those. Oh, he has guard. He has guard. So I have to kill him first before I can start healing him. Okay, let's kill him first. Okay, power of aggression is going to pay for Clobber, which does 4 points of damage. And I can remove threat. And comes back to my hand. Alright, so he's gone now. So now let's do spend Punisher's resource as a what's better? To stun and draw a card, or to do the drop kick, do 7 points of damage? Yeah, I'm going to say that Punisher's resource is a mental, and I'm going to so that Hone Technique triggers. So it's now doing 8 points of damage, but I still need another 2. So there's spare ammo to do the other one, and quick strike. Cool. Spare ammo says that I draw a card. And it wasn't all fist resources, so I don't stun and draw a card, but it does do 8 points of damage, so monster's 100% dead. And I get to remove a threat. The card I got was Genius, which is great, because I will now use Genius to play Ironheart and draw a card. Ah, yes! Again, no real use to be here because we'll just do the 5 points of damage, but still, I just love this card so much. Ironheart will thwart for 1. Punisher will shoot for 2. It's pretty obvious that he's shooting. I'll discard Personal War because I can't use it really, and then oh no, I'll keep it just in case I get a whole bunch of, you know what, I might get a whole bunch of minions come out. Who knows? We'll see what happens. That'll be pretty funny. So I need a consequential on Ironheart from our thwart, and I think that's it. So boink, get 3 cards. Yeah. Alright, threat, he attacks, Ironheart will take it for me, hits for 3, Ironheart cops it to the face, I get an encounter card, and it is Pumpkin Bombs. Oh, Pumpkin Bombs. My turn. Guns blazing, clobber. And Punisher's resource will play for drop kick. I used all fists, so it becomes it's 5 because I get +1. So it's 5 damage and a stun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a stun, and I remove a threat. And I draw a card. Okay. Personal wall will pay for 1 by 1. It's a mental resource, so it does its printed cost because of hone technique, so it deals 3 points of damage. It didn't defeat him, so I don't do another 2. And then I'll just get rid of first aid. Don't really need it. And then Punisher will hit for 2. So reset. 0. 5 cards. Cool. Excuse me. Grab a drink. Still recovering. Man flu. Threat goes on here. He goes to attack, but he can't because he's stunned. So what happens? What happens with this? Other than attacks, we never attacked, so that just stays there. We get an encounter card, and it is Intimidation. When revealed, choose to either spend 2 resources of any type or give the villain a face-down boost card. Oh, you can just have a boost card. Because he's only on 4, so that's victory for me. I'm going to first aid and 1 by 1 to play Cleaning the Streets. Does 4 points of damage and I remove threat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move threat equal to the amount damage done. 1, 2, 3, 4, done. I got him to 0. I got the scheme to 0. Punisher didn't even have to do anything in the end. That was a pretty substantial victory. I'm quite pleased by that. Mutagen formula. I was scared. I didn't need to be scared. I don't know why I was scared. Probably because it's kicked my butt so many times. The bloody minions. Yeah. Alright. Well, let's grab them and as is tradition, let's do some assessment. Grab those. Guns blazing. Spare ammo. Dramatic entrance. Never really got to use it, but still a cool idea. Battle van. Blazing. Streets, the MVP of the deck. Blazing. I don't know why I've got aggressive energy in here. That's pointless. Okay, so let's go through it. 5/5 hand size is fine. 3 rec is fine. This action really needs to have a limiter on it. Yeah, I mean I can technically do it as many times as I possibly want. And I don't know if that's the intention. If that's the intention, then fine, because you are essentially just cycling through your deck. But I don't think it works. I don't think it's fair because I mean I could happily cycle through my entire deck if it means I get X amount of free cards. I mean there's 40 cards in your deck, right? Say 20 of them are attack events. I'll happily get an encounter card because I cycled through my deck to get 20 free cards. I mean that's madness. It has to have it really should have a limit on it. Punisher 1/2/2, fine. Vigilante Justice, great, love it. There's absolutely nothing to say about the hero thing. Other than slightly move the picture across. The skull thing, I'm pretty sure has to have the word setup on it, or should have the setup on it. Yeah, but the hero response is brilliant. Love it. Love everything about it. Although it doesn't really need to be a separate card. Can't it just be on his hero card? After you play and take event, remove a threat from its game. Why does it have to be a separate card? I don't really understand why that is. There's no reason why it can't just be on there. Body armor. I need to come back to this. Body armor is. I've got issues. I've got questions. I need to have things. Combat specialist, excellent. Not a big fan of the picture because I don't know what the deal is, but it looks like his head is just tiny. Like tiny little head compared to his huge body and stuff. It's just a weird perspective. I don't know. I don't get it. Otherwise the picture's cool. But yeah, brilliant card. This one also very, very helpful. I didn't use the action because I didn't really need to, but you cannot be stunned. When Monster came out, I was like, yeah, got that. Loved it. Spare ammo, a cool idea for the whole generator resource type thing. I thought it was good. So as a resource card, I think it worked quite well. 2 of them, excellent. Yeah, really good. MVP of the deck, cleaning the streets, absolutely magnificent. Deal 3 damage to an enemy, then remove 1 threat from the scheme for each damage dealt this way. You get the damage increases, like the aforementioned combat specialist. Just brilliant. Love it. Love everything about it. Best card in the deck, for sure. Dramatic entrance. Didn't really get to use it, but I can see why it would be cool. Personal War. I absolutely adore this card, but I never really got to use it. In a heavy minion deck, it would be amazing. Ultron, obviously. Ken springs to mind, but you've also got other very heavy minion decks, and I thought it would get some play in this deck. If this had come into my hand when I had those 4 minions in play, it was like 3 or 4 minions. I think it was 3 minions. Then, yeah, I would have just unleashed. Would have been awesome. But I didn't have it. It didn't show up again until a few rounds later or something. So, but yeah, it would have been amazing, absolutely amazing. I love it. Guns blazing. I have questions. I've got questions. I got to put that on there. Battle van. Yeah, great idea. It does what it does. I can see the argument for why there should be a limit on the alter ego action, but not really. I mean, once you've added the cards, it's already there, right? I mean, I guess there could be a loop where you could add if there's a spare ammo card there, you could add it, and then you then use it, and then add it there, and then use it again. Yeah, I guess it creates a loop. So it really should have a limit on the alter ego action. I can see that, right? All right, now these 2 cards. We need to discuss these 2 cards. Body armor. I need this clarified. So when you would take any amount of damage, reduce damage taken by 1. Pretty obvious. To a minimum of 1. Now, I just don't get that. So, as exactly as what happened in the game is, Goblin hit me for 3. Obvious, right? Reduces it by 1, makes it 2. He's 2 defense, takes care of it. Brilliant. But then the other guy hit me for 1. Now, it's whenever you would take any amount of damage, reduce the damage by 1. So that would make it 0. So the to a minimum of 1, I think, throws it off. And then essentially it's like, so? It's like a 2 upgrade card it's too expensive for what it does. If it does what I think it does, which was only reduce things by 1, but if it's 1, it still hits you anyway. If that's the case, it's too expensive because villains very rarely are going to hit you for 1, for more than 1, but less than a lot. So it's, I mean, if it hits you for, really, it needs to hit you for 2 to then reduce to 1, and then your defense will most likely be 1, right? 1 or higher. So I don't know if I'm explaining myself very well. It just doesn't make logical sense for it to not reduce the 1 to 0 as is. Otherwise, I think it's too expensive. I don't know. That's just my thing. But this one is the one I need. I need the most explanation on. Not because it's a bad card. It's great. 2 for 1/1/1. Sweet. All right. But then how does it interact with this? Does this then make it 2/2/2? If it does, brilliant. If it doesn't, it's still okay. It's still an okay card. But if it doesn't interact with things like combat specialist, then what? I don't really see the point of it. I don't know. It's not as good as it could possibly be, unless I'm right and it does actually affect it completely. If this makes it 2/2/2, so if you have by chance have this out, which costs 3, which is fair. Like, this card's totally fair. So if I've got this out and then I play this, so it becomes 2/2/2, that's amazing. Because he is a combat specialist. It makes perfect sense to me, right? I get why Hone Technique didn't work, because there's not an aggression card, and that's fine. That's on me. But this should definitely make it 2/2/2. So clarification on that would be awesome, please. And then, where's the skull gone? I think that's it. Yeah, I think they're my only real 2 questions. Does combat specialists make this better? And am I interpreting body armor right? And if I am, then I'm disappointed. So, overall though, let's go through the things. I think I've skipped a step. I should have gone through the things. The categories. All right. So aesthetics. Yep, it's great. Color scheme's great. The choice of artwork is great. This card looks amazing. The skull looks amazing. Yeah, can't go wrong. Theme, it nails it. I mean, this nails the Punisher. And I had a very similar idea with one of my heroes, with the whole idea of when they shoot. And when they use a weapon to shoot with, they're actually also thwarting at the same time. So I'm quite pleased about this. Cleaning the Streets card has the same sort of basic idea that I have. And that's what he's doing, right? He's eliminating the problem by killing people. And they're only bad. They're only bad people. They're people that deserve to die. The theme absolutely nails it. Absolutely nails it. The materials, yeah, it's gonna lose a couple of points on materials because it doesn't have its own HP counter. It needs to have one. It absolutely has to have one to be sealed. Mechanics, yeah, the mechanics work 100%. 100% work. They all work, except for body armor. I need clarification on body armor. I just can't let it go. So yeah, so not a perfect 10, but in general, yeah, it works. Balance, yeah, I think it's balanced. He's not OP. I mean, the logical idea is that you give him aggression and just go to town, and that obviously worked. He's got enough inbuilt thwarting to not need justice. If he was paired up with a justice player, then your thwarting's 100% taken care of. And then you can just rely on just combat. But he does pretty much all you need to do. His defense is not great. but I would never run him as protection. A Punisher protection deck would be odd. But if it was paired with a protection player, that'd be pretty amazing. Yes, and fun factor, yeah, I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed him. I do not like aggression. Aggression is not my play style at all. But I had so much fun with this one, just blasting away, and I really just pictured it as well. I was like, 'cause every time a minion showed up, it was like, all right, I'll blast away the minion, and then as soon as it was free, I had free range. I'm gonna blast away at the Green Goblin. Thank you very much. It was very thematic, very fun. Spiel I didn't get to use personal war, but that would have been cool. But it made perfect sense, and the whole just basically just attack event, attack event, attack event, just keep slapping it out there. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had so much fun that I started coughing like a crazy person because as soon as I laugh, I need to cough. It's bad. Yeah, a lot of fun. Another Odysseus triumph, but just needs a few tweaks, just a couple of tweaks, but most importantly, mainly, in terms of tweaks, this needs to have a limit for sure. This probably should have a limit, but other than that, I just need clarification on these, and a possible tweak on this. But fun factor, yeah. 100% there. Awesome. Thank you very much for watching this sort of game / review spotlight. I prefer to call it spotlight. A spotlight on the creator works. It is up for nomination. If you're part of the community, please get your feedback forms in as soon as you can, so they can get processed and stuff. Give the creators time to make some changes. If you're not part of the community, why not? If you're a Marvel Champions player and you are interested in the amazing amount of work that these people do, then please go check them out. They do amazing stuff, very creative stuff, and there's things there for everybody's tastes. If you like DC, then this, bloody hell, this is the place to go. It's just DC. There's a lot of DC fanatics in this community, and they're all over it. It's amazing stuff. But everything that ranges from Star Wars, video game characters. There's like Mario and like Link and various stuff. Anime and comics, other comics, and there's all sorts of stuff. So check it out. They do amazing work. As always, look after yourselves, look after each other, hug the nearest person that you can, who's not a stranger. Don't just go around the street hugging strangers. I'll get in trouble. So, and so will you, which is most important. But above all, look after yourselves. Take care. Thanks. Bye.